Hey now, what is up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I just got done watching Bird Box. Bird Box is a 2018 film. It's a Netflix original film. It is directed by Suzanne Bier, and the plot is we meet Sandra Bullock, who plays Mallory, with two kids, and they're trying to survive in this almost apocalyptic type situation, except for the reason why people are in fear, the reason why there is a danger, is because something is making people kill themselves. And I don't want to give away much more than that. What I thought of Bird Box was, I enjoyed the movie. I did. I thought it was intense. I thought it was creepy. And I thought the performances was great all the way around. First, Sandra Bullock. I can't really think of any time I've seen Sandra Bullock be bad in a movie, so I'm not saying I'm surprised by how good she was, but she was really good. At the beginning, you see, well, you get a bunch of flashbacks throughout the movie, which at first I didn't love, because we would start off at a certain point in the story, and then we'd flash back, and then we'd go back to the present day, and then flash back. And that got frustrating because every time I was invested into one timeline, we would cut back and forth. But it did reveal some story elements, and they did take advantage of it in other ways. So I guess ultimately it worked. It made sense. But when you see her at the point where she's pregnant, she comes off as somebody who isn't thrilled about having kids. She just seems like, well, this happened, so I'm just gonna go through the motions. But when you see her with the kids and they're in the situation, life or death, she's very stern. She does not sugarcoat anything. She does not make it easy for the kids, which I guess she shouldn't. But it's almost military the way how she is with them. She names the two kids girl and boy, like that's their name. Sarah Paulson, first of all, plays her sister, and when she's in anything, because also I'm currently in the middle of watching American Horror Story Apocalypse, every time I see her I go, okay, something messed up is gonna happen. John Malkovich, who for most of the movie he's a dick, and sometimes I'm like, why are you this much of a dick? Trevante Rhodes, here's an actor that I've seen quite a few times ever since Moonlight, and he's been in a bunch of stuff, and I've enjoyed him each and every single time. This time is no different. I love how as soon as he meets Sandra Bullock, you can tell he's like, I'm gonna get with her. Lil Rel Howery, I'm sure most of you remember him from Get Out. Seeing him in this movie, I'm not saying he's not supposed to be a little humorous, but not as humorous as you're used to seeing him. So when I see him, I'm waiting for him to tell some jokes. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not. And Machine Gun Kelly. Yes, Machine Gun Kelly is in this movie. I don't know why. I don't know the purpose that this guy was supposed to give other than being a dick. And what a surprise, he was a dick. The premise of the film, the whole idea that something is outside and if you look at it, it will kill you. That's why you see the trailers of Sandra Bullock wearing the blindfolds, telling her kid not to look outside or they'll die. And it's a gimmick, a technique that horror movies have been doing recently, right? Don't breathe. You couldn't breathe, you couldn't make a noise because you're dealing with a blind guy in his house. Or A Quiet Place, where you can't make a noise because there's creatures out there that will hear you and kill you. This movie, you can't look at something or it will kill you. I love that they never explain what this is. It just is. It's something that hits the country and you can't really control it. You can't explain it. You're just trying to survive. And that's the best way to play it out. Sure, some of it reminded me of The Happening.
What? No.
and not in the most obvious ways. I just mean premise alone. Something out there that you can't control, and it's forcing you to kill yourself. Like, that is The Happening. Except for, this is if The Happening was done right. This is if The Happening was done in a way that made sense and didn't have a horrible explanation for why it was happening. This is The Happening if there was actually good acting and good direction and no over-the-top cheesy moments. What more can I say about the film? I enjoyed it. I think it was a good watch. It's a little over 2 hours, so maybe a little long, but it's worth it, especially when you get to the whole story playing out. I would give it a date movie. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you plan on seeing Bird Box, which I admit, before I saw the movie, I said, Bird Box? Really? But it actually makes sense. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!